Today, we are talking about yet another solar-powered security camera, but this time we got a different category. Not only is it a Wi-Fi camera, but it also has 4G LTE. Now, as owner of SilverHammer Surveillance, you have no idea how long I've been waiting for a camera in this category to knock my socks off. This one is from Eufy. Did it do the trick? Let's find out. What up, everybody? George Langabeer here. Today, yes, we are talking about another solar-powered Wi-Fi camera, but this one has 4G LTE. Basically, it includes a SIM card, and you've got cellular backup on this camera. So what does that mean? For me, it means a lot of things. As owner of SilverHammer Surveillance that does camera installations for years and years and years, I've got a lot of customers out there that just wanted to put a camera out in a field. They live on a farm or a ranch, or they've just got a piece of property and they just wanted a camera out in the middle of nowhere. I've never had a good option for them. They've always had to do like a trail camera or something like that. And to be honest, those suck for actual security. So I've been waiting for a camera like this for so many different reasons. Now Eufy, this is the Eufy 4G LTE S330. They market it as a Wi-Fi camera where you can use this as a cellular backup. And that's great. But for me, I started to think about all the different things we can do with it. So I actually installed it at my storage unit here in Omaha. Got a lot of cool stuff in there that I want to secure, and I've never had a way until now. So I don't have internet there. So I thought, I'm just gonna put this camera in there. It's also a pan tilt camera. I thought this is an awesome way to monitor my storage unit. So that's how I tested it. And again, this is the Eufy 4G LTE S330. I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to talk about installation and setup. I'm going to talk price and specs. And I'm going to talk about the Eufy app a little bit as far as highlights to this particular camera. And I'm going to give my full review, pros and cons. Now, Eufy did send me this camera, and this is a sponsored video. So thank you, Eufy. But I'm telling you, sponsored or not, I'm going to tell you like it is, and you know I will. So let's get started with the unboxing. All right, now that we've unboxed, let's talk setup and installation. Setup was a breeze. You can have this camera set up in under 5 minutes. There is an extra step because you have that 4G LTE. So basically there's an included SIM card and you're basically setting up cellular service for this camera. So that's an extra step, but still very easy. Eufy walks you through it 100% with instructions, very easy to follow. And again, still under 5 minutes. Installation, man, in theory, you could technically put this camera anywhere. It's solar powered, so you don't have to worry about the power. And then with that 4G LTE, you could basically put it anywhere you got cell service. And this does use Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, and picks whichever one is best. Now, the marketing for this camera says that it's a Wi-Fi camera with that backup. But in theory, you can put it anywhere. And I put it in my storage unit. Now, I don't own that storage unit, so I couldn't use the solar panel because I would have had to drill to get outside, and I couldn't do that. So I tested it here at the apartment a little bit for the solar panel, and then put it in my storage unit, and then I plugged it in. But that's cool too, because you have the option to plug this camera in if you don't want to worry about the solar panel or the battery. And then obviously, this is just a battery camera in general, so you technically don't even need the solar panel, but that helps you get total power, so you don't have to worry about charging a battery. So anyway, a lot of flexibility here, and the sky's the limit if you really want to push the limits and you don't mind paying for a cell plan with this camera. All right, let's talk price and specs. Price. This camera is $249.99. Specs. This is a battery camera with an upgraded solar panel. It requires just 2 hours of sunlight to operate. You've got the Wi-Fi and 4G LTE options. You've got automatic network selection. So it's a 3-in-1 SIM card, and it's AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, and basically it picks whichever one's best. Now, even though you are paying for a cellular plan, there is no activation fee and no contract. You've got a 32 gig SD card included, but you can use up to 128 gig SD card in this camera for free storage. You've got 4K resolution, and it's color day and night. Because of that 4K resolution, Eufy says you have license plate recognition within 30 feet. It has a 100 lumen spotlight that gives you 26 feet of color night vision. It's a pan tilt camera, so you have 360 viewing with AI tracking, meaning that it will follow a person when it sees one. In addition to people, the AI will also detect vehicles. You have instant notifications, and also you have two-way audio. To go with that two-way audio, you also have a light and sound alarm. It's rated for rain and dust, plus extreme temperatures, -4 degrees to 122 degrees, and that's Fahrenheit. It's compatible with Google Assistant and Lady A from Amazon. It's also compatible with Eufy's S330 home base. All right, that's price and specs. Let's talk about some highlights in the Eufy app specific to this camera. There you go. You can see my storage unit camera. I've got my battery percentage. I've got the signal strength. I've got all the events. There's that 99 plus. If I click on the camera and play it, there we go, live. Now down at the bottom, I've turned the sound off, otherwise it interfere with the audio for this video. But there's my image, and you can see the time and date stamp. The top, you can see your siren. You could alert, you could sound that anytime you wanted to. The top right, you have settings, which we'll go into in a second. But let's go to the bottom. I could record a clip. If I press that once, you can see it started. If I press it again, it stops. And then that is saved to my phone album. Next to that, you have the sound. And again, that's hearing through the camera. I've got that muted right now. In the middle, I could hit that and talk through the camera. And then I've got my pan tilt features. So if I hit this, I can turn the camera. And again, I have a 360 view here. Now, you're gonna have to forgive me for this storage unit. We just moved and it took a hit. I'm a complete neat freak, so trust me, this storage unit is an upcoming project. So forgive me for the condition at the moment. All right, so those are my pan tilt features. Then at the bottom right, I can control the spotlight. If I scroll over at the bottom, I've got screenshot where I can just take a clip. I can control my night vision. I can toggle on and off the AI tracking. And then I can also set up presets. If I hit presets, I can control different areas that the camera will automatically go to. And then if I go to events, it takes me to my playback. And then you can see you got the days of the week. Click on any day and see your clips. And there's all my clips for June 22nd. And then I could play on any of those. So that's playback. And then on the bottom, there's just one more feature on the third page. And you can hit that and it'll do an automatic 360 pan. All right, let's just go to the settings real quick in the top right. There you've got the name of the camera. You can see my SIM card information there. You got your battery percentage, your signal strength with the cellular. You can see what I have remaining on my data plan. If I go into that, you can see some information on my cell service. Motion detection, you can control that, toggle that on and off. You got your detection sensitivity. Detection type, I've got it set to just humans. You can turn on and off the AI tracking. You can do some presets for your pan tilt here, and you can also calibrate your pan tilt. So where you can toggle your night vision between black and white, color night vision with the spotlight, or you can turn it off. Power manager, you've got different options here: optimal battery life, optimal surveillance, or customized recording. You can see the working days, detected events, recorded events. You can see that I'm at 100% and I'm plugged in right now, but if I wanted to, I could go into a solar dashboard if I was using the solar panel. Video setting, you can control your streaming quality, auto, 4K, high, medium, low. Same thing with recording quality. You can go 4K or 1080p. You can set up privacy zones if you want to. Audio settings, you can toggle on and off the microphone, and toggle on and off your audio recording, control the speaker volume. Your antenna settings, you can use the built-in antenna or use an external antenna, which is cool. Control your notifications there. You've got some different options. General, you can change the name, toggle on and off the status LED, your connection settings, which I've got at 4G. Time settings, control your storage with your SD card. I've got local storage. There you can see my SD card information. And a mounting guide and about device. Then you can share your device and share your thoughts. Or you can restart the device or remove the device. All right, that's the app specific to this particular camera. All right, let's move on to my review. Pros and cons. What do I think of the Eufy S330? Let's start with the pros. I love the fact that we got multiple power options. You can plug this camera in like I did in my storage unit. You've got the battery or you've got the solar power. That 4G LTE backup is a great feature, and it pretty much allows you to put this camera anywhere if you really want to push the limits. Pan tilt is always beneficial. I love that 360 view. The 4K resolution is awesome, and I love that it's got color night vision. You can never go wrong with free storage, so I love that we've got the SD card option there. And this is a great option when you don't have good Wi-Fi. You've got that 4G LTE backup. Now, I can't say this is the pro of all pros, but considering what I've reviewed and all the different cameras I've talked about, the two-way audio on this camera wasn't bad. Now, again, when I talk about two-way audio, these cameras always have great microphones, so you can always hear outside very well. I'm always worried about the person hearing you talking through the camera. This one wasn't bad.
Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How does it sound? How does it sound? How is the clarity? How is the clarity? Testing, testing, testing.
Moving on to the cons, and again, George is a broken record. Google Assistant, Lady A from Amazon, but no Apple Home. For some reason, Eufy has given up on Apple Home, and I don't know why. And when I say that, I'm talking about Apple's smart home platform. I'm not saying you can't use this camera with an iPhone, because you can. The Eufy app is in the iOS App Store. It's a great app. And yes, you can see your cameras on that app. I'm just talking about Apple's smart home platform. The color night vision is great, but it's only rated at 26 feet. So I wish that distance was a little greater, but still, at the 26 feet, the night vision was awesome. Now the 4G feature is completely wonderful, but it can get expensive depending on your needs. If you're solely relying on that cellular data, because your Wi-Fi is non-existent, just keep that in mind. You are going to have to get that upgraded cellular plan for this camera. Now for $249, this is a great camera, but it's a little, and I say little, cheaply made. Like, it's a nice camera and everything, but as far as being vandal proof, it is plastic. As far as pan tilt cameras go, it's fine, but I just wish it was a little higher quality, maybe a little more metal to it. I don't know, but just not the most vandal proof camera in the world. All right, that's my review of the 4G LTE Eufy S330 solar-powered battery camera. What do you think? I'm telling you right now, I don't care if this is sponsored or Eufy sent this to me. If they didn't, I would have 100% purchased this camera for the exact reason that I used it for, and that's my storage unit. I am loving having a camera in that storage unit. I've had that storage unit for a while now, and I've always worried about what's going on in there. And this was 100% the perfect solution. And I've got it powered in there. I know I don't have to worry about it, but the fact that you can have the solar panel or the battery, whatever it is, you can put this camera anywhere. And I'm telling you right now, that camera has been flawless for me. It's always worked when I've gone to it. I've talked through it a couple times when Teresa's gone there or whatever. That's been great. But it's just so nice to have the peace of mind to see everything in that storage unit. My Harley's in there. That's very important to me. So this camera has been great. I just think back to all the people that have asked me for a camera like this, and I always had to say trail cam, trail cam, trail cam. Well, trail cameras suck for security. This camera is a solution. Just keep in mind, you're going to have to get that cellular plan. But if you've got Wi-Fi and you just want this for a backup, man, what a beautiful thing. And other than a very few nitpicky things, I've loved this camera. What do you think? Are you a Eufy fan? Is there a 4G LTE camera out there that you've tried that I should review? Because this is a beautiful solution. Like I said, I've been looking for something like this for so long. And I'm pretty happy I found this one because I'm going to be telling a lot of people about it. I can tell you that right now, including all of you. All right, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. But as usual, I appreciate your support very much. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Man, do I love having you here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. Until the next video, peace and love.